Hello, I'm Joseph with JTech, and we're going to be going over the different parts of a valve body. Okay, so this is the main part of the valve body. This is the part that will actually come off the car. And in order to attach to this gasket here is torn. But you got a gasket here, a metal plate, and then there's another gasket on the other side of that plate. Now, one thing you notice is you got the passageways here and the holes here, and on the other side of these it looks very similar to this. Now what these will do is your transmission fluid will flow through these passages, go through these specific holes, go through the other passages there, and then go into the transmission and actually apply the clutches or the bands or whatever the applying and holding devices are to engage a gear or release the pressure to disengage the gear. Okay, so now that I've explained basics on how the passages work, which they will change from transmission to transmission. So pretty much you can only talk about the basics of that. You got to learn each and every transmission, so they're never going to be the exact same unless you're the exact same model of each transmission. So this here, this particular one of the valves. Now this one here, notice has this little section here. It's one of the easy indications that this is the manual valve on top of the main piece here. So this one is the only one that you manually control in an automatic transmission. This piece here on the selector here goes into here, and that's how you remove it throughout here. Now when it's in drive, it's going to be at a certain point, and then from there you don't have to worry about anything else. Everything else is controlled separately. So this will hold this into the transmission right here. This will go in for the parking pole. They'll hold the transmission in park. And then you get these detents here, which this rolls against to make it so it's not easy to go between the gears. And these will actually allow you to push and pull the manual valve in and out. So you can choose your different selections there from drive, reverse, park, and all those. So one thing to keep noting here, if you ever have to take one of these off, it's got these check valves. These are another type of valve as well. These will stop fluid from going to certain areas or move to allow fluid to go through certain areas depending on the type of check valve they are. Now if you can see in here and down inside there's a bunch of other valves as well, and they're the same type of valve as this one here, which is also called spool valves. And like these two right here are controlled by these solenoids. Now between passages there and these, as one of these turns off, it'll allow fluid to go to certain passageways, and then both of them go off, it goes to a different one, and then the other one will just turn on and it'll go to a different one. So that's what will actually give you different gears. Like I said though, this will change from transmission to transmission. This particular one only has the two. This is a 4-speed transmission. And you got a bunch of other valves and stuff like that. They'll go to help direct the fluid where they need to go. Now, one other thing I'm going to talk about, because this is also on every transmission, this is where the connector goes on the outside of the transmission. It's got a seal here, and these wires are actually in the transmission and attached to the fluid. Now, you don't have to. This is where it's very important if you ever have to repair these, that you make sure that they're completely sealed, so that there's no fluid intrusion onto the electrical circuit and you don't start having stray voltage going everywhere. So whenever you're doing a repair on it, you're going to make sure you do a really good repair or just replace it in general, so that you don't mess with anything else. But these are essential to getting power to these solenoids, so it is very important to make sure that this harness is in good shape as well. And That's it.